What's up everyone, and welcome to another YuGiOh Duel video. So as you saw, we finally have access to a new mini box. So let's go right into it and check out what are the contents within this new box. First up, we have the cover card, which is number 106 Giant Hand. And let's just say I'm still not over on how gross this actually looks for some reason. Still gives me the chills. And since we already discussed the effects already, 2 level 4 monsters, functions as a fiendish chain, and not to mention the opponent. That's basically it. And this effect will stay on your opponent's monster as long as it remains on the field. And aside from that, there's also a new XYZ card in here, which is Infinitracks. That's right, Infinitracks are getting a bonus support in this entire mini boss so far. So we have an Infinitrack level 9 monster and its Earth attribute as well. So if you want to splash this into your Annika Boom deck, especially with Dreadnought being the main combo getter for you to go into higher rank machine type XYZ monsters, this is essentially a good card to have. And next we have is Starry Knight the Starry Dragon. Normal or special summon, target on one card of field and destroy it. Cannot be destroyed by battle with a dark or by a dark monster's effect. Once per turn at the start of the damage step, if this card attacks an opponent's monster, banish that card opponent's monster until the end phase, and this card can attack in a second time in a row. That's a pretty interesting card to have. And not to mention, with it being a light attribute dragon type, I'm sure someone will actually try to splash this into a regular dragon type combo deck. And so far, and it is also its own individual archetype, so I'm pretty interested to see how it goes on from there. Next up, we have our first SR card, which is Harpy's Conductor. Harpy's ladies are getting a Link monster in this, and it's finally long overdue, so I'm actually quite happy to see that. Next is Firefighting Daruma Doll, Infinitrack River Stormer, Starry Knight Ravel, Red Haired Hasty Horse. So based on this card, I want to talk about this effect just a little bit. If there's a column without any cards, special summon this card from your hand in attack position to your zone in that column. You can only special summon this card once per turn this method, and if another card is placed in this card's column, destroy this card. Once per turn, you can halve this card's original attack points and it can attack directly. So in a way, this is kind of like a reverse version of the Magnite kind of playstyle. But the moment you have something in that same column with it, it auto self-destructs. So normally if you want to use this card, it's better for you to go for Link Summoning or XYZ during that turn, or when you go on during the first turn, so that's a great way to start on for the use of this card. But otherwise than that, playing 2 copies is basically the best option to have anyways. If you're going turn 1 and you can special summon a card like Cyber Dragon onto the field, then special summon this card. It can essentially go into a rank 5 XYZ monster just like that, or even a Link 2 monster is quite up to you because you have yet to use up your normal summon. Since you special summon this card, so that's a pretty decent way to go about it. Next up is our first rank up magic, Baryon Force. So this allows you to bring out a number C or Chaos XYZ monster the same type as the monster before it, but with 1 rank higher. So this is the first time we are actually getting a rank up magic spell card. So I'm actually excited to see how this will progress throughout the entire game. Aside from that, we also have Starry Knight Balefire. So this is essentially one of the support cards for the Starry Knight archetype. Next up is a archetype that I did not think would actually get some support, especially in terms of Duel Links, is the Boot Up Order Gear Force. So this is actually essentially a supporting card for the archetype for the Stronghold, the Moving Fortress, like Powerhold, the Moving Battery. So you'll actually be using most of your gadget cards in support of these other archetypes overall. Next up, we have Pendulum Reborn. Special summon face up Pendulum from your extra deck, or 1 Pendulum monster from your graveyard. This is actually quite a useful card to have overall, since it's essentially like Monster Reborn, since it brings out the monster from the extra deck or the graveyard, quite up to your own choosing, if that monster were to be destroyed or be used as a fusion material. So if you're gonna play like Melfos for example, and or even Triple D, and you're using those monsters as fusion material or even synchro material, you can essentially use this effect to monster reborn that monster back onto the field, even though it's a trap card, but with the option of bring out a monster from the extra deck, a face-up monster, pendulum monster essentially. It's a pretty good one to say the least. Next up we have Infinitracks Goliath, and We Wish Apprentice, and a few more Infinitracks, and also Chaos Xyz monster. So Sky Palace Babylon is one of the few to get. And if you remember, the Sky Palace Babylon is essentially from the previous yeah, it's a Chaos Xyz monster overall. There's also Battleship Cherry Blossom, Snowdust Giant, and Battlecruiser Dianthus. And that's essentially it from this entire Xyz. So let's open up a few packs to see our luck thus far. So first we have Harpy's Pet Baby Dragon. That's a cute card to have. Snowdust Giant and Spin Turn. Jabbing Panda, Starry Night Flamel, and Starry Night Ceremony. Flint Missile, Trading Places, and Infinitracks Trencher. What else? Our Chaos Xyz card, Battleship Cherry Blossom, Infinitracks Goliath, and Starry Night Arrival. What else do you have for me? Climate Change, and also Infinitracks Trencher. Flintlock, Climate Change, and Outrigger Extension. Mon Larvas, Chaos Xyz Battleship Cherry Blossom, and Infinitracks Shovel. Tunneler, Beast Striker, Boot Up Order, Gear Change. Come on, give me an SR at least. Okay. And nothing. Okay, that was a little bit disappointing, but let's go for another round to see our luck. Come on. I do not want to get scammed by the Kuribos already, because the Kuribos, those giant hairy balls, have scammed me so many times. Starry Night Rail. Okay, that's an SR at least. And another SR. Pendulum Reborn, of course. Flint Missile, and Cockatarium the Heavy Metal Avion. Boot Up Soldier, Moja, and Infinitracks Mountain Smasher. What else do you have for me? Handy Gallop, and Boot Up Order, okay. Next. What is there? Come on, show it. Boot Up Corporal Commando Dynamo, okay, that's fine. And Bust. There's nothing, there's no UR, but we did manage to get an SR. So Pendulum Reborn, I already have one copy from the previous pack. Most of this from a selection box, but let's proceed for our final pull. Last 10 packs. Can we get a UR at least? Starry Night Balefire, okay. It's a glossy copy, by the way. Boot Up Soldier, Dread Dynamo, Chaos Xyz Battleship Cherry Blossom, and Infinitracks Trencher. Anything else? Flintlock, Synthetic Seraphim, Avion, Spin Turn. Come on, one UR, please, come on. Oh no, nothing. And we got an SR, Infinitracks River Stormer. That's not half bad. I'll take it. That means I'm guessing we're gonna be wielding an Infinitracks deck, I guess, from this point. And that's about it for this pull. So to recap on what we managed to obtain thus far, we managed to obtain Infinitracks River Stormer, one Pendulum Reborn, one Starry Night Rail, and also one Starry Night Balefire glossy copy. So in terms of availability, I think I might actually go try out an Infinitracks deck, because it's one of the few archetypes that I actually tried out in real life. Even though it was not as prominent as most of the other machine kind of archetypes, but in Duel Links it might be different, it might perform better, it might actually do well to the point of including with a few other combo cards like Dreadnought, and a few other Anakaboom combos and skills. Anyways, that's it for the video. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys had a better pull than me, because overall I'm fine with it, but I just hope that we can do better next time. So until then, see you guys later, and I hope you guys manage to unlock Jirag, because so far I did not actually invest in this event enough, but most probably after this I'll start farming to see what I can obtain from Jirag overall. So until then, stay safe, have a great day ahead of you, and goodbye.